going on, guys? Dr. Sean at Braithwaite Chiropractic, and today we are going to do our first 10-minute post-run stretch. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and start at one end of my mat. I'm going to walk my arms out into a kneeling position. From here, I'm going to bring my left leg up in front. I'm going to keep kind of a wide stance. I'm going to shoot my right pelvis forward. As I'm in this position, I'm trying to rock my pelvis kind of back and down. If that doesn't really make sense, just squeeze your glutes. It's a great way to think about that. And this is going to be a really good hip flexor stretch on your right side. It's really, really good to open up your hip flexor after you've been running. So we're going to go ahead and hold this position. And again, remember, every time you take a breath in and you let that breath out, just try to sink a little bit further forward into the stretch. And then you're going to go ahead and come out of that stretch. You're going to bring the left leg down. You're going to bring the right foot in front of you. And this time you are going to shoot that right knee forward, trying to push the left pelvis forward. And again, as you're doing this, really try to tuck the pelvis or squeeze the glutes. We don't want to open up like so. We don't want to get into like a runner's lunge. We just want to rock the pelvis and really get a nice hip flexor stretch right in the front of the hip. From there, I'm going to have you come back. Both knees flat on the floor. You're going to place your hands down in front of you so you're in more of a quadruped position. You're going to pop your bottom or your booty straight up in the air and come into a downward dog. As you're in this position, you're really going to focus on shooting the pelvis or the glutes up into the air as high as you can. You're really trying to pull your shoulder blades towards your ears and push your hamstrings up into the air. As you're here in this position, you can bend one knee at a time at your own pace and slowly just pedal the feet out to get a really, really good hamstring, or a really good calf stretch, excuse me. And then really focus on pushing both heels down as close to the floor as you can and really shooting that bottom up into the air as high as you possibly can. And then I'm going to have you come down. I'm going to have you bring the right foot out in front of the body again. We're going to extend it out even further and we're going to get into a runner's lunge. So you're going to take your hands down next to your foot and you're going to pop the back leg up. And here in this position, you're going to get a really good hip flexor stretch on the left, and you're going to get a really good hamstring stretch and kind of a adductor stretch on the right-hand side. And we're going to drop that back knee down. We're going to bring the right knee back. We're then going to bring the left foot forward. We're going to tuck the toe of the right foot and again prop up into that runner's lunge. I'm going to have you drop the right knee down, bring the left foot back. I'm going to have you go ahead and lay on your side. You're going to lay on your right side. You're going to put your right hand underneath your head for support. You're going to use your left hand to grab your left ankle, and you are going to pull back into a Nice quad stretch. Now ideally as you're doing this, you're gonna grab your ankle and not the top of your foot. You really wanna protect your ankle joint. And as you're doing this, again, you wanna squeeze the glutes and really tuck that pelvis forward and do more of a pelvic tilt. And slowly let that release. I'm gonna have you guys just roll to the other side. I'm gonna flip over so you can still see me and so that I'm still facing you. So now you'll go ahead and be on the left side. Left arm goes right underneath the head, right hand comes back, grabs the right ankle, and then you extend back at the pelvis. You guys are doing this at home, so if this is a great stretch for you and you want to spend more time here, feel free to hit the pause button. Take a little bit more time in each of these positions. And each time you exhale, try to push the foot into the hand a little bit more to deepen that stretch. And slowly let that leg release. I'm going to have you go ahead and sit up. So you're going to be seated this time. Your feet are going to be bent, or your feet are flat on the floor, your knees are going to be bent, your hands are going to come back behind you. And we're going to cross the left leg over the right knee. And we're then going to scoot your bottom forward. And we're going to be in a seated figure four stretch. We definitely want to keep the toes pointed towards the knee. It's going to help to protect the knee and the ankle joint. We also want to push our chest out as much as we can to help open up the chest. When we run, the chest tends to get really, really tight. And most of us that do stretch after we run fail to stretch our chest. And it's really, really good to open up the chest. Then slide the bottom back, uncross the left foot, cross the right foot on over, scoot the bottom forward, shoot the chest forward as well, into that seated figure four position. And then I'm going to have you back out of that. Uncross the leg. I'm going to have you come into a standing position. From there, you're going to get a nice wide stance, the feet pointed slightly out. You're going to drop down into a nice deep squat. You're going to use your hands to press your elbows out. You're going to sit up nice and straight so that your chest is pointing forward. We won't want to droop down. We want to stay up nice and stacked over our feet and knees. And we're just going to hang out. Feel free to rock back and forth from side to side to really open up those hips and the pelvis. Make sure you're keeping your heels flat on the floor. Really try to focus most of your weight shooting through kind of the heels more so than the front part of your foot as you're doing this. Then go ahead and take your hands, place them on the ground in front of you. Slide or extend the legs out. Let the head hang low. Go ahead and cross the arms and just kind of let the head and the arms hang. And as you're here, feel free to let the arms hang down and touch the floor if you can. If you can't touch the floor, that's okay. We're all at different places. You're going to take the hands over towards the right foot. bring the hands over towards the left foot. And then bring the hands back to the center. And slowly drop your bottom and roll your spine up one vertebral body at a time until you're standing. Bring your hands to heart center. Relax. Thank you so much for taking our class today. Definitely leave comments down below if you have any questions. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to our channel so you get the next stretch right when it comes out. Have a great rest of your day, you guys.